This is the Louie T Network.
And then my team went 6-10, and we ain't smell the playoffs. Then it gets even better when your team makes the playoffs.
Whoa, unbelievable.
Who else could it be but me? Your man, Louie T. Welcome to my continued coverage of the 2018 NFL playoffs here on the Louie T Network. I, of course, am your man, Louie T. Thank you for joining me. Hey, if you're a Vikings fan, man, this is probably not the show you want to watch because we going to tear your ass a new asshole tonight. This might, generally I try to be compassionate about ass whoopings, especially in the playoffs. You made it this far, fresh off the Minneapolis Miracle. There was so many things going in your favor right now. It seemed like a team of destiny. Shout out to my man Showtime. He's not watching this video right now, and he probably will never watch this video. But we gonna get on the Vikings tonight. It's not gonna be pretty. And if you're a Vikings fan, and I'm giving you the warning right now. Okay, this is the advisory warning right now. If you want to stick around, God bless your soul. I mean, hell, if you stuck around for the whole entirety of this game, bless your heart. If you're going to stick around for this, because I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be pretty for you. And I got some really harsh words for you, and we're going to get to that later on. We're not going to turn this into a Vikings ass-kicking fest, because the Eagles did enough of that. Okay, we're not going to turn this into an ass-kicking after the ass-kicking. But there will be a little bit of ribbing going on here. There will be a little bit of, dare I say, tomfoolery going on tonight. Damn! You got your ass whooped. As a matter of fact, I can't say it best. This is what watching this game felt like this. You tell me if you agree with this or not. This is what this game felt like watching it to me. You tell me if this is a good, accurate depiction of what you just watched in the NFC Championship game. Y'all, let me know. Take a look. Hey, the Vikings was red, man. They showed up at the Eagles facility. They showed up at the lake like, hey, man, you got that trip to the Super Bowl waiting on me? What trip to the Super Bowl? Remember the one I let you borrow, man? Oh, that trip to the Super Bowl. I didn't know you wanted that back, homie. Yeah, he said, it's cool. Don't worry about it. It's like it's both of ours. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to come and pick it up. Hey, cool, come on. Oh, you thought you was going to come in my house and take my trip to the Super Bowl because my starting quarterback out. Take this goddamn uppercut. Get your ass out of here. Then they coach run out of the car and say, hey, you want some too, Sam Bradford? And Sam said, no. Hey, Case, get your ass in this car. Let's get the hell out of here, man. And if you listen close enough, when he gets out of the car, he says to the rest of the Vikings, he said, I don't know why you come around here messing with these Eagles. Man, that was an ass whooping that I didn't see coming. Celebrate, Eagles fans. Going to the goddamn Super Bowl. Well-deserved. Disrespect. I got the chips right here, man. I got the chips. And my girl Rebe last week said, hey, man, put them goddamn chips away. We don't need that shit. We about to win this goddamn game. We about to show y'all why we was the number one seed in the NFC. I said, Rebe, I hear you talking. I just need to see the action. It wasn't good enough for me to see it once. I needed to see it twice. So what I did was I offered up Disrespect. The Eagles said, we see your disrespect. We raise you the underdog. We put them together, and this equals an ass whoop. So we're going to push that ass whooping to the middle of the table because we looking to collect. They collected on that ass whooping all right. 38-7. We're going to get to the Vikings. Okay, because we're going to destroy the Vikings tonight. That shit was cute last week. We might as well have had the Saints in this game. Because I know Drew Brees wouldn't have let his crew go down 38-7. I know that for a fact. They were on their way to getting their ass whooped last week. Drew said, hey, man, stop the pressing. Stop that shit. We're not getting our ass whooped. We're not getting embarrassed on national TV. Not in the playoffs. Not on my watch. Unfortunately, Case Keenum could not say the same thing tonight. But let's not make this about the Minnesota Vikings. They got their ass whooped. I'm not going to make it about them tonight. Let's talk about these Eagles, man. Damn, that was impressive. And it didn't start well. Started out with a touchdown right down the field. Vikings looked like they picked up where they left off last week. Oh, shit, here we go. See, you know what this reminded me of? The game last week that got out of hand. With the Titans and the Patriots. Remember the Titans go down, move it right down the field, score a touchdown. Everybody, oh, shit, here we go, Titans. Yeah, Titans ass whooping. Here we go. Vikings, team of destiny. Eagles say, hey, pump your brakes, drive slow, homie. Drive slow. Got something for that ass. And let's start with the defense because I said in my preview and prediction for this video, and this game, I should say, that if the Eagles were going to advance to the Super Bowl, they needed the defense to step up and be huge in this game. And the defense was the catalyst for this win. Now, we're going to talk about Nicholas Foles, and we're going to talk about the offense in a second. But the only reason Nicholas Foles and the offense was able to have the output that they were able to have is because this defense got the party started. Wasn't nobody dancing. The DJ was playing whack music. Everybody was on their side of the room. Everybody was looking around. Nobody was on the dance floor. It was a whack party early on. All right? And then the defense said, hey, we about to get this shit started, man. DJ, put this on right here. This going to get the party jumping. I'm going to get up. I'm going to start dancing. Everybody else going to start dancing, and we going to make this thing a party. So what did I talk about? I said the front seven of the Eagles defense, specifically the front four, which is one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. I still would put Jacksonville ahead of this Eagles front, but nonetheless, one of the best fronts in all of football. I said, if you could get pressure, because that was the name of the game. I said the same thing about the game earlier, Patriots and Jags. I said, Jags, if you want to beat the Patriots, you got to get pressure on Tom Brady. They didn't get pressure on Brady. He carved them up, especially in the fourth quarter. I said the winner of this game will be the team that's able to apply pressure to the other team's quarterback because we got two quarterbacks in this game that have no business playing in an NFC championship game. Neither one of them. And I said the team that can pressure the other team's quarterback going to win the game. Because somebody's making some mistakes. We're not getting mistake-free football from Nick Foles, okay? Nicholas effing Foles and Case Keenum. Somebody's going to make a mistake. Somebody's making a boo-boo. Somebody's going to F up. And the Eagles got to Keenum first. And that was all she wrote. It was all downhill from there. Chris Long gets to Case Keenum as he's trying to throw the football. Comes out a little light. Picked off by Robinson. And that was all she wrote. 38 unanswered to the bank. Whew! This one got nasty quick. And so from that point on, it was an avalanche. Then you get Barnett with a sack, strip, forced fumble, recovered by Chris Long. Boom, just like that. Another touchdown. Nicholas Foles is heating up. Then, this was the dagger for me. Right before the half, this is when I knew the Vikings were defeated. They got to punt the football. They needed points after that touchdown. That long bomb to Alshon Jeffrey. They needed a touchdown after that. They needed it. 21-7, they're down, they're tripping, they're reeling on the road. You need something. They end up punting. Got a little drive going, they end up having to punt. More pressure on Case Keenum's ass. J-Ron Curse. Got a chance to down the football at about the 2. Let's call it the 3. Numbnuts doesn't know what a damn football is. Big mistake. Ball comes out to the 20. Next thing you know, the Eagles are, with 55 seconds left, move it right down the field. Zach Ertz, big play. He had a hell of a game. Taught him a new asshole. First half, second half, don't matter though. He burned, baby, burned. Like Disco Inferno. They get a big grab down the sidelines. And just like that, they get a field goal before halftime. Hey, what do you know? 24-7. It was 7-0. If you blink twice, you missed what happened. I said, talk to my dad at halftime. I said, hey, boss, if they're going to make this a game, they be in Minnesota, going to need a stop. Gonna need that stop at the end, to begin the second half. Gonna need that stop. What stop? Nicholas Foles to Torrey Smith. He had him earlier in the game, too. They got lucky. Had he led him earlier in the game on the Trey Waynes knockaway, that might have been 7. That was a perfectly thrown football. Let's get to the offense because the Eagles' defense dominated this game. It was the front 7, though. It was primarily the front 7, really the front 4. They made the difference. The secondary will get credit for making some plays. Patrick Robinson, and there was another pick later in the game in garbage time. But the story of this game was the front 7, the front 4 of the Eagles pressuring Case Keenum, forcing him into mistakes. Fletcher Cox hitting him, forcing him to throw the football before he wanted to. It gets picked off. Chris Long hitting his arm, picked off by Patrick Robinson. Game-changing play. That was the turning point of the game. Vikings up 7-0, all the momentum. Crowd is quiet. Not only did that wake the crowd up, sent them into a frenzy. They would never sit down for the rest of the game. And the Vikings never recovered. You can say, well, then they had another drive. Derek Barnett, poor blocking. I hate when teams ask the tight end to sift block. Come all the way across the formation and try to block a defensive end. And David Morgan had the worst attempt at a cut block I've ever seen in my life. Pure trash. Garbage. Derek Barnett says, don't mind if I do. Appreciate it, bro. Let me go get me some of this. Get in this action, man. Strip. Chris Long, recovery. More points. Let's talk about this offense, though, man, because that's why Carson Wentz is the MVP of the league right there. That's why Carson Wentz is the MVP. They could not stop him tonight. He did whatever the hell he wanted to do. In the pocket, out of the pocket, Wentz was magnificent. He was magical tonight. I've watched him do it all season long. Wait. That wasn't Carson Wentz? That was Nicholas Foles? What? What? Nah, that couldn't be.
Whoa, unbelievable.
You gotta be kidding me. That was Nicholas Foles doing all of that? Pump faking, bringing it down, and then extending and throwing it to Zach Ertz for a first down on 3rd and long? No. That was Nicholas Foles getting grabbed in the pocket. Hey, get off me, man. I need that arm to throw this touchdown. Let me step up a little bit, escape, launch it deep to a wide open outshot. That was Nicholas Foles. That wasn't Carson Wentz. You sure? Damn if the Vikings ain't make Nicholas Foles look like Carson Wentz tonight. Oh, my God. Nicholas goddamn Foles. Turn back the clock to like 2012. Nicholas damn Foles. Looking like the first year under the chipster. Boy, they let that man get confident, boy. Damn it, man. You know that garbage white dude that can shoot the 3 But he's only dangerous when you give him confidence. You let him hit a couple, and now his ass is hot. You're like, man, why is this white dude killing us? Because you left him open a couple of times. Now he's feeling it. Now he's the redhead mamba. You just got Scalabrini'd. Now he's like 9 for 11 from three-point land, and you can't stop him. He's hot. You let Nicholas Foles get hot. The Falcons let him get hot in the second half. Nicholas Foles, this is the thing that everybody doesn't understand. Nicholas Foles is not garbage. He's just not a starter in this league. Okay? Nicholas Foles, when hot, when confident, will light your ass up. I've watched him do it. But he's still Nicholas Foles. If you hit him, if you get to him, you can rattle him. But if you let him get hot, if you let him get comfortable, if you let the man get confident, confidence is a dangerous thing. It's fleeting. Don't get it twisted. Confidence is fleeting. Here 1 second, gone the next. But if you let a man get confident, thinking he can do no wrong, and the man can play when he's confident, your ass is in trouble. Vikings found that shit out tonight. Because Nick Foles got hot. Nicholas got confident. And he went to work. I puts in work. He went to work on that ass tonight. I sat here and I talked about how the Vikings defense is going to take away the slants and they're going to put pressure and they're going to be aggressive. Bullshit. They ain't do a damn thing. They ain't take away the RPOs. They ain't take away the slants. They couldn't even get the man down in the damn pocket, had him looking like Wentz, like a damn magician. Get your ass off me. I got a touchdown to throw. Excuse me. Watch out. Touchdown coming through. 26 of 33 for 350 and some change. Nick, don't hurt him, Nick. Don't hurt him. Damn the run. They didn't even need the run game on their ass tonight. Nick, don't hurt him, Nick. Don't do it, Nick. Don't do it, Nick. Don't hurt him. No. Alshon Jeffrey never, ever trust a man with 2 first names. They even let Torrey Smith get off. When Torrey gets off, it's gonna be a long day. I can deal with Nelson Aguilar. I can deal with Ertz. Hell, I can even deal with Corey Clement getting off. Alshon, if he gets his, he's a back-end number 1 receiver. I can deal with that. What I can't deal with is Torrey Smith getting in my ass. Getting all up in my anal cavity. All in my rectum. If Torrey Smith is giving me work, it's time to pack my shit up and go home. And after the second quarter, it was time for the Vikings to pack their shit up and go home. Take your ass home. Not to the goddamn Super Bowl. Watch that shit on TV with the rest of us. Piss poor goddamn performance. Especially off of the shit you did last week. Had everybody believing, here's the magic carpet ride. Got your ass whooped by Nicholas Foles and goddamn Torrey Smith. Take your ass home. Matter of fact, you banned from the goddamn NFC Championship game for another decade. This is the last time I'm going to let you pull this shit. Because you did, what was it, 2000? Let's call it 2000. Against the goddamn Giants. Got all the way to the NFC Championship game with Dante Culpepper's ass. And then let the Giants beat the shit out of you. I mean, beat the shit. Second time an NFC East team done goddamn beat the damn carpet off on your ass. Just took the shit out, shook the damn carpet, and beat the hell out of that shit. 44-0. And you know what? I had a Vikings fan tell me this week. He said, well, it won't be 44-0 this time. You're right. It's going to be 38-7 this time. So you did a little bit better. You only lost by 31 this time. You dirty bastards. And look, there's a consolation prize for making it this far. But there are no more victories. There's a consolation prize. You know what the consolation prize is? the piss cup and an ass whooping and a one-way ticket back to Minnesota. You can, but there's always the Minneapolis Miracle, right? You'll always have that forever. Cherish that. That's a great memory. Don't mean shit because you ain't win a goddamn thing afterwards. Nicholas Foles. My God. What is this world coming to when Nicholas Foles looks like the damn MVP of the league? If this were an NCAA tournament game, the most valuable player, the most important player would have been Nicholas Foles on the vaunted Vikings defense. Couldn't even tackle tonight. Let's you know what? Eagle fans, celebrate. You're going to the goddamn Super Bowl 38-7. Let me apologize. Let me give my Copa out right now because for the last 2 weeks, and this is a family member, so I should have known better, okay? I should have known better because this is family. And family comes first, man. And misery loves company. I'm not going to sit here in front. Misery loves company. What family member doesn't like to see another family member struggle? Right? Right. So I said, look, no Carson Wentz. Nicholas Foles at the helm. Your ass is going down in the first round of the playoffs when you play divisional round weekend. You're going down. I don't care who it is. Rams, Vikings, whoever. I don't give a shit. Okay? And I know it couldn't have been the the Vikings. But whoever it is. Saints, Falcons, I don't care. I don't care. You're going down. I disrespected you. Right? Disrespected you. And you said, hey, man, come on, man, we family. Why you playing me like this, cuz? Why you doing this? I said, because it's Nicholas Foles. You said, but I got a defense, though. I'm at home. That shit don't matter? Nah. You said, all right, don't worry about it. I'm going to cut you a break because you family. So I disrespected you again. I said, hey, I'm doubling down on the disrespect chip, man. I got 2 for your ass. What you gonna do? And Reby said, hey, bruh, keep your damn chips. We don't need them. We gonna show you why we the number 1 seed. And I didn't believe. And I should have known. Because I've watched it all year. Because it's family. I've watched this all year. I knew this defense was good enough. And it's not like they faced any world beaters. Falcons were struggling on offense. Thought the defense would be able to do enough. But the Falcons been struggling on offense. Case Keenum? Really? Case Keenum? Wow. I disrespected Nicholas Foles. I did. And I probably will again. But what I won't do, I promise you this, I won't disrespect this defense again. Because in the process of disrespecting Nicholas Foles, I really slapped the defense in the face. And that was really disrespectful. Like, I put my whole palm on their face. Totally out of line for that. And for that, I deserve the disrespect chip. So, Eagles fans, I apologize. Nicholas Foles, I apologize. If, like Luther Vandross, if only for one night. If only for one night. I'm going to be back on your ass in 2 weeks when we breaking this shit down and previewing the Super Bowl. I'm going to be back on your ass because you're still Nicholas Foles. But goddamn it, you had your day in the sun. Do you got one more? That's the question. But that's another discussion for another day. Celebrate! You're going to the damn Super Bowl. We ain't worrying about Super Bowl 52 right now. We talking about this NFC Championship ass beat that you gave out tonight. Speaking of which, let's talk about the Vikings quickly. Start with the defense because the defense was just horrific. This was the most disgusting and gross performance I've seen from the Vikings all season long, and they picked the wrong game for it. From a defensive standpoint, they did not tackle well. That whole we're the best third down defense in the league, that shit went to hell in a handbasket tonight because the Eagles did what the hell they wanted to do. To me, there was one play on third down that sums up this game for the Vikings in a nutshell. 3rd and 6, right before the half. I think it was right before the half. Might have been the first possession of the second half. I think it was right before the half, though. Throw out into the flats. Corey Clement. Easy tackle. Anthony Barr makes that tackle 9 times out of 10. Corey Clement spins. Anthony Barr goes flying. And Corey Clement runs for an additional 8 yards for a total of 12 in the first down. The Eagles will go on to score a touchdown on that drive. To me, that was the perfect way to sum up the day for the Vikings on defense. They weren't disciplined on the Alshon Jeffrey touchdown. It's just a breakdown. Again, nobody's supposed to have 18 seconds to throw the football, but that's just a breakdown. Terrence Newman bites on the dig route. And maybe it was a dig all along, and then Jeffrey saw his quarterback extend and he went up the field. Where the hell is Harrison Smith going? He played his worst game of the season. He got his ass roasted in this game. What about the play right on the sidelines before the end of the half, where he gets beat on the out and up, falls the hell to sleep behind the wheel? Out? Nicholas Foles gonna throw the out? Nah, bro. It's out and up. Where you at? Left his ass at the bus stop. Ertz down the sideline for like 30 and out of bounds. What you doing, bro? Andrew Sendejo missing tackles. Got his ass ran over, plowed over on the way to the touchdown by LeGarrette Blount. Excuse me. Watch out, man. Stop playing. I got a touchdown to get, man. Watch out. You know what? Then Ertz broke him off on a play where goddamn Carson Wentz, Nicholas Foles extends the play when he's supposed to get sacked. Pump fakes, brings it down, which is what Case Keenum should have done on the first interception. Instead of trying to force it, knowing the guy's going to hit your arm, but you pull it down, reestablish, and then throw it. Just a thought. In any event, Andrew Sendejo gets worked on that route, on that whip route, in, out. Ooh, you better watch yourself. Pick your damn ankles up off the floor. Boy, it was bad on defense. Zim, and I said you had to get pressure. I don't know. Zim was stuck in this mindset that I'm going to just rush forward. We can win. The Eagles, and this is, again, me disrespecting the family, and I know better. Eagles got one of the best offensive lines in the league. One of the best in the business right now. They can protect. They can run it. So if you think you're going to hit home with 4, guess again. Guess again. So I was waiting on the blitzes. They never came. And maybe you were scared. Maybe you were scared to come with it because Xavier wasn't right. You don't trust Newman because he's 600 years old. Trey Wayans is always a liability. Harrison Smith was tripping, unlike no other. Sendejo was banged up, and he's still Andrew Sendejo, even though I like Andrew Sendejo. I can't stand Mackenzie Alexander, so maybe you were scared to blitz and play man behind it. I don't know. All I know is Nicholas Foles had 800 years to throw the football tonight. And you asking for it. You were asking for it. You didn't tackle. You didn't get off the field on third downs. They ran it. They threw it. He did what he wanted to do. He extended. Guys were getting behind the defense. Defensive breakdowns and communication lapses. That's 38-7 football in the NFC Championship game. And if you were going to do that, you could have kept your ass at home. No, seriously. Like last week, you could have lost to the Saints and allowed the Saints to come in and give us a better ball game. Offensively, the first drive was beautiful. That was what the entire game was supposed to look like. Problem was the Eagles paged Case Keenum. Page for Case Keenum? No, the real Case Keenum. And once they paged his ass, once Chris Long hit that bicep, ball came out a little light, picked off by Patrick Robinson to the crib, it was on. The real Case Keenum was back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, Case. We missed you, bro. He was high. He was off. He was scared. He was back. He was Case Keenum. And I knew he was going to show up eventually. I just didn't know when. Better now than the Super Bowl. Because had this shit happened 2 weeks from now, oh, I would have been pissed. Rather it now than then. In any event, we still had to sit through it. At least we had a good game earlier, though, to offset this trash. Wasn't trash for the Eagles fans, obviously. But anyway. The offensive line was dominated by the Eagles front. You had a couple guys go down with injury. Didn't matter. They were getting their ass whooped before they got hurt. Jarrett McKinnon was the only dude that showed up. Stephon Diggs had like 3 drops. Thielen, I thought he played his ass off, but it just wasn't enough. Diggs had some catches. I'm not going to sit here and act like he didn't have it going. He had like 6 in the first half. But it wasn't about them. It wasn't about them. Because they won matchups. They got open. McKinnon was open. He did his thing. He was exceptional in the first half before this thing got out of control. It's about Case Keenum and a lack of protection by the offensive line. It was about Case Keenum not handling the pressure the way that he had handled it all season long. Because Case Keenum was under duress this season. It's not like he had perfect pockets all season long. I remember the Panthers game. They were all over his ass. What Case Keenum doing? He was running on their ass. I remember Thanksgiving, the Vikes against the Lions. The Lions were on his ass. What'd he do? Run. He ran. Hurt him with his legs. Extendo clip. Hurt him with his arm. Not tonight. Eagles won't have that shit. And he was scared, and he regressed to the Case Keenum we all know and love. And unfortunately for Vikings fans, it was the wrong time for him to do that shit. And some of the blame goes to the offensive line. Some of the blame goes to the coaching staff for not putting him in a better position to succeed. I did not love when they fell behind. It's almost as if they didn't have a game plan for if running the football and staying balanced doesn't work. What do? They didn't have a plan for 3rd and 9 consistently. Like they expected to be in 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and manageable all game like they usually are. They didn't have a plan for what happens if we get in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 consistently. What do we do then? They didn't have a plan for that shit. They didn't have a plan. What if our offensive line is getting their ass whooped? I know what we'll do. We'll send David Morgan to Sith block. It felt like Pat Shermer was already ready to go to New York. He had his shit packed. I got one game plan, and if that shit goes to hell, then we screwed. Because I'm already thinking about New York. My bags are packed. I'm ready to rock and roll. So I got one game plan for your ass. If it doesn't work, you're on your own. Figure it out. And the defense, they just didn't come to play. They were still thinking about the Minneapolis Miracle. They were still thinking about that bullshit. And how they won that game. They didn't come to Philadelphia ready to win a game. Because from the jump, they were sloppy. They were sloppy. In any event, Eagles win 38-7, set up a rematch of the 2003-2004 Super Bowl with the Patriots. How many years ago was that? 15? Let's call it 14 years ago. So Super Bowl 38. Don't quote me on that. It's either 38 or 39. We'll go with 38 for the purposes of this show. Celebrate! You're going to the damn Super Bowl when nobody gave you a chance except you. Boy, that was a tough one to stomach. Let's get to some comments, man. Let's get to some damn comments. All right. See if we can get to the top of this thing. Start from the top. All right. See what we got. All right. Eduardo says, my dream came true and the Vikings are eliminated. Hashtag they suck too. They were bad tonight. But I know you a Lions fan, so I mean, anytime you get a chance to see a family member go down and go down hard, you'll take it. And this is probably as good as it gets in terms of watching a team in your division suffer a very brutal and vicious beating. Doesn't get much better than this if you're a Vikings, a fan of any team in the division that wanted to see the Vikings lose. He also says, so back-to-back seasons, the North team gets blown out in the title game. A three-peat next season? Maybe. Packers got it last year against the Falcons. This year it's the Vikings. Maybe. We'll see what happens next year. Archangel says, I learned the week before not to underestimate the Eagles, but damn, I thought what they did to us was bad. Look what they did to Minnie's D. Yeah, that goes to show you that your defense is better than you thought. And I kept trying to tell you, your defense is legit. This is the same offense that only could muster 15 against you last week. They put up 38, a 38 special. Now, again, 7 of that was via the defense. Doesn't matter. Foles was unconscious tonight. Cold-blooded. Ricky L says, how about them Eagles? Put some respect on our name. I already put respect on your name with a little bit of sauce. With a little bit of sauce. Matthew Lynch says, Case Keenum showed his true colors finally. We knew it was coming. I was like, maybe it's not. I said, maybe it's not. Maybe the light bulb has come on for Case Keenum. Who was I kidding? It's Case Keenum. He's still going to get paid in the offseason. He's still going to get paid. Vikings might be having a second thoughts about it now. He's still getting paid, though. Somebody's going to break Case Keenum off in the offseason. Archangel says, I thought Minnie's D was basically supposed to be lights out, especially against Nick Foles. What happened, man? They let the man get comfortable. That's what you can't do to a player that has talent but lacks confidence. Nicholas Foles is a guy that when you rattle his cage, remember in the first half against the Falcons, he looked horrible. Missing passes, erratic in a pocket, deer in the headlights, taking sacks, because he wasn't confident. But that second half, made some throws, got some completions under his belt, got confident, then he started to shred your defense. Well, he was confident. They gave him opportunities early in his game to get confident and settled. And once he did that, rest was history. And the Vikings didn't do themselves any favors with the poor tackling in this game, with the defensive breakdown. Too many wide open receivers, too many missed tackles, too many opportunities to get off the field on third downs, and they didn't do what they had done all season long, which was play lights out defense on third downs, which is the money down in this league. Well, they were horrible in this game. SW Mike says, still looking forward to the Super Bowl as a Redskins fan. Yep, I'm a football fan first, so I'm always looking forward to the Super Bowl. Dre True Statement says, I know you laughing because here comes I told you so. Hashtag Case Keenumed. Jason says, Pat's probably already won another Super Bowl. That was the first thought as this game was getting out of hand. I don't think Case Keenum is capable, but Nicholas Foles is capable, but that Eagles defense can do something that the last two teams didn't do. And the last two times they've lost in the Super Bowl has been the NFC East teams, the Giants. But this team in Philadelphia resembles those Giants teams in the fact that they can get after the quarterback. And that's Brady's kryptonite. It just is. We know that to be a truth. That's Brady's kryptonite. And the Eagles got after Case Keenum. Look what they did to him. I think they can do the same thing to Brady. So I wouldn't go as far as to call it a win for the Patriots yet, but you got to like their chances. But didn't we like the Falcons' chances against the Eagles? Didn't we like the Vikings' chances against the Eagles? I'm done discounting this team. You won't get me to do it tonight. Michael Thompson says, that Panthers loss came back to bite them hard. Yeah, it kind of did, because they could have found a way to get home field advantage, but that's nor here nor there. That's no excuse for this right here. Ed says, high key, I want to see the Eagles win a Super Bowl, not the Patriots as a Dolphins fan. I'm torn because Eagles don't have a chip. I don't want them to get one. But I'd be lying to you if I said I wanted to see the Patriots get another one either. So, see what happens. Ricky L says, that's our bike, punk. That's our trip to the Super Bowl, punk. What's wrong with you? Dre True Statement says, LOL, laughing my ass off. You hell with the Devo clip. Hashtag facts. Hashtag you got knocked the F out. Jerafel Design says, Saints fan here. Minneapolis miracle, they said. In the voice of Louie T. Who that? Who else could it be? The Eagles. Without their MVP. Well done. Well done, my man. Salute. Well done indeed. Jerafel Designs also says, this was almost as bad as the game between the Saints and the Bills, LOL. Yeah, it's worse when you get run on, though. The Bills gave up over 300 yards rushing. It's worse when you get run on than when you get thrown on. But either way, both were ass whoopings. But this is worse, way worse. A, is national TV. B, it's the playoffs. C, is a trip to the Super Bowl for you to make history and become the first team to play a home game in the Super Bowl. It's way worse. Cloud says, so are you done with the disrespect? I am. I've learned my lesson. Same thing like with the Patriots. I don't doubt them anymore. I seriously wanted to pick Jacksonville. But how many times am I going to put my hand on the stove and get burnt before I go, that shit is hot, I'm not touching it. I touch it once, shame on you for not telling me that it was hot. I touch it twice, shame on me for not knowing it was hot after touching it the first time. I won't touch it a third time, though. I won't touch it a third time. I won't disrespect you a third time. Ricky L says, take those disrespect chips and get them out of here. We coming. Hey, I've put the chips away. They're gone. No more disrespect. That underdog chip, you know it's coming. Rightfully so this time, though. The last two, you could argue that was real disrespectful. Home against lesser seeds and teams that weren't great on offense, you could argue that those chips, the Minnesota one, maybe that defense was supposed to be better. You shredded them. But in any event, those underdog chips, those went along with the disrespect chip. This week or in 2 weeks against Brady, you're rightfully going to be the underdog. We're going to see what you do. But the chips are away. Y'all have beat me into submission. You ain't got to worry about the goddamn chips coming out no more. Rebe tried to warn me last week. She said, hey, put them away. I didn't listen. Wise woman once told me, those who don't hear, feel. I had to take mine the hard way, man. Take my lumps. I'm good, though. Cloud says, I don't know who thought these Vikings were coming to Philly and blowing us out in Philly, but y'all see now, LOL. I don't know who thought that was going to happen. I knew it wasn't going to be a blowout, but I thought they would win the game, and I did not think anybody in this game was getting to 30. I didn't think anybody was getting past 24. You had 24 in the first half. Wowzers. Matter of fact, hey, Joey.
Whoa, unbelievable.
Crazy, son. Crazy, I tell you. Nathan Long says, this is like watching a cripple getting his ass whooped. You feel bad watching it, but your morbid curiosity keeps your eyes on the beat. Hey, Nathan, you are terrible for that. But you're right. I don't know if I would sit back and watch a cripple get his ass whooped. But it's like a car accident. Like, you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but you can't look away. You're like, damn, that car just flipped over twice, hit a barrier. I hope the person in it okay, but damn, that was crazy. Dre True Statement says, that chip kicked the Vikings' ass. Big time. Both of them. I wasn't the only one showing off the chips. I heard Eagles head coach Doug Peterson played the underdog chip hard, and he should have. If I'm a coach and I get the material given to me, like I don't have to build it up. It's already being given to me. Oh, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it big time. And he did, and it paid off, man. These boys came out 2 weeks in a row and kicked ass. KT, the Southern Gent, says, Philly whooped Minnesota's ass like a parent that got called down to a child's school because this kid is acting up. Exactly. Big time. Cloud says, you think Case Keenum better than Foles now? Doug coached his ass off, man. We got a duo for years to come. I told you I love Doug Peterson's ability to coach. I didn't know if he was a good manager of men and decision maker. Remember his first year, he went for it on fourth down like every time in some situations where you're like, bruh, don't do this, and it would backfire and you guys lost games because of it. I said, I don't know if he's a manager of men and a manager of games. But I told you in year one of Doug Peterson, I said, I'll tell you one thing, Doug's creative as hell. Okay, that's the one thing you can't say about Doug is that Doug don't put his players in positions to succeed. Doug puts his players in the best position for those guys to go out and ball. That's one thing I always said about Doug. Now, I didn't know if he was a good coach and a good manager of men, but I said Doug Peterson can coach up some X's and O's. He was cooking up them O's tonight, boy. Cooking them up. And if he continues to do this, you're damn right you got a tandem for years to come. For sure. KT, the Southern Gent, says the Vikings playoff legacy failures continue. They're doomed, man. They almost feel like they're cursed. Cloud says, where my dude Al Bundy at? You're not going to see these boys tonight, man. You know this. Don't look for Nick. Don't look for Black L.A.B. Don't look for most of these cats. They're not coming tonight. And honestly speaking, they may never watch this video. And I wouldn't blame them. They're not coming tonight. You know they're not coming tonight. You're going to have to catch them dudes when you catch them because they're not coming tonight. JFL Design says, this game makes us Saints fans feel so much better after that loss last week. Feels like we just lost a game. I don't think anyone was going to beat the Eagles today. I don't know, man. They would have been a lot more afraid of Breeze than they. I heard a lot of Eagles fans last week say, I'm so glad the Vikings won. We didn't want to see Drew Brees. So, I mean, for what it's worth. Doesn't matter. Jason says, I told you earlier I didn't like the Vikings' chance. I just didn't see it being the Eagles to do it. I don't think anybody saw the Eagles being the team to take the Vikings out, especially not the way that they ultimately did it. KT, the Southern Gent, says, the skull clap got hit with a Philly clap back. Damn, that was so disrespectful. They ain't got nothing. He said they ain't got to say it no more. Bad. It's bad. I mean, I did not see this coming. Cloud says, stats matter sometimes, my dude. We are 5-0 against the Vikings in the postseason. And they hit me with another stat that I said, shit, that ain't good for the Vikings. It said, dome teams are 0-12 in the NFC Championship game outdoors. Shit! Why didn't you tell me this last week? That was information that I could have used yesterday. Just like last week when they said, when two bird teams get together, the home bird team is 9-0. Don't you think you should have told me that last week? Don't wait till the third quarter to tell me this. Bastards. Withholding this critical information from me, man. KT, the Southern Gent, says, do you think Keenum cost himself some of that huge free agency money with this game? No, I don't. I think that someone's still going to pay him. It's a quarterback needy, desperate league. And the Vikings ultimately may pay him. They were thinking about franchising him. I don't know if they necessarily franchise him, but Case Keenum is going to get paid by somebody. Watch what I tell you. Somebody's going to break Case Keenum off. Did he lose a couple million a day? Maybe. Maybe 4 or 5 per. But it's not like he went from making $24 million a year, or let's go with $22 million a year, down to, 11. Nah, he's still going to make 18, 19, 20. The going rate is 20. For even a guy of Case Keenum's stature, the going rate nowadays is 20. You saw Jimmy G, without even having but 2 starts under his belt, 2 career starts, was about to get 17, 18 a year from the Patriots, from the Pats, before he ended up getting traded. When he said, no, I don't want to take your little 17, 18, because I'm not waiting behind Brady. I'm going to go somewhere else and get broke off. And he went to San Francisco, and he's going to get broken off. So, and that was for a dude that hadn't even started but 2 games. Brock Osweiler got 18 per. Come on, man. Case is getting broke off. Let's keep it moving, though. Tyler Rodriguez says, pissed out drunk Louie laughing the Eagles won. Dre True Statement says, Nick Foles isn't a slouch if he gets comfortable. He can play. He just not consistent with it. Maybe the only person that didn't sleep on the Eagles. I just said that. Pretty much said that word for word, that Nick Foles is not garbage. That's where everybody gets it twisted. Nick Foles is inconsistent, which in this league means you're not a starter. Because the difference between starters and backups is consistency. A starter is required to be good week after week after week for 16 weeks in the regular season. Backups are required to be good and consistent for pockets, 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. But they can't sustain it. That's why they're backups. Nicholas Foles, we saw him go 27/2 under Chip Kelly. The guy can play. It's just a matter of consistency. He's not consistent. 1 week, he's lighting your ass up for 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 348 yards passing on 72 completion percentage. And then the next week, he's 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 201 yards passing, below 50 completion percentage, and he stinks, and you lose the game by 14. That's why he's a backup. But when he gets hot, when he gets comfy, look out. Dre True Statement says, oh, and Doug Peterson is a hell of a coach. I'm sold. I was always sold on his ability from an X's and O's standpoint. Always. Go back and watch my videos from last year. What I wasn't sold on was, could he lead men and could he manage the game properly? He's gotten better. He still has his brain farts when it comes to managing the game, but that's 2/3 of the league. Head coaches are clueless when it comes to managing the game for the most part. But I'm sold on him as a manager of men, a leader of men, and he's getting better at not going for it on 4th down all the goddamn time. So, Matthew Fevish says, I can't believe it. This feeling of joy, I've never been so glad to be wrong, because he thought his Eagles were going to lose, and he was very, very honest, brutally honest, that he thought he wanted his Eagles to win, but he didn't see it happening. Hashtag fly, Eagles, fly. Congratulations, Matthew. Archangel says, I'm just glad and proud my defense held their own and didn't put up an awful performance against the Eagles like the Vikings did. Hashtag rise up. Yeah, you should have won the game. You should have been playing in this game. Maybe you could have been the one delivering the ass whooping to the Vikings. Probably not, because they would have been at home. But nonetheless, KT the Southern Gent says, Cleveland is looking at Nick Foles rubbing their hands like Birdman. Stop it. They're not making that mistake again. They got the #1 pick in the draft, a ton of money to spend. They would either go out and get Kirk Cousins, or they get a quarterback with their #1 pick. They got 2 picks in the first 4. They ain't doing nothing stupid here. They're going to get it right this time, I think. He said Birdman hand rub. Get out of here. Buffalo pregame says, I would have loved to have seen a Jaguars-Vikings Super Bowl. But you're right. Vikings screwed up another NFC Championship game. Yeah, they're banned. I don't want to see them for another 15 years in an NFC Championship game. Every time they get here, they screw the pooch. It's 3rd time in a row. The first time was 98. I'm not going to talk about 98. 98 is sensitive for me. I'm not going to talk about 98. But 2001, they let Kerry Collins do them 40, what, 1? I think it was. I think I said 44 earlier. I think it was 41. Whew. Now 38-7. 41-0. Buffalo pregame says, Bills fans now want to sign Nicholas Foles. Before it was Keenum. This madness needs to end. They just want anybody but Tyrod Taylor. I just don't get it. Anyway. Cloud says, Jeffrey Lurie better phone Minnesota and tell them to clean the place up for us because we coming home. Oh, man. Hey, I can't even knock the Eagles' hustle right now, man. Clean it up. Ziggy, get your crew to clean it up, man. The Eagles said they coming home. They coming home. All right. Archangel says he said he's the question, Lou. Here's the question, I guess he's saying. What do the Vikings do with the other quarterbacks? I could see a perfect fit for Bridgewater in Jacksonville. Your thoughts? That's the big dilemma in Minnesota. You had three, and this is rare in this league, where you have three quarterbacks going into the season under contract, and at the end of the season, all three will be free agents. That generally never happens in this league. At least one of your quarterbacks is going to be under contract. But because all of them had different situations, Bridgewater with the catastrophic injury 2 years ago, Bradford started every game last year for the first time in like forever in his career, then follows that up with an injury in week 1 and doesn't bounce back from it the remainder of the season. And then Keenum comes out of nowhere. He's supposed to be the third string quarterback on the team, and he comes out of nowhere and ends up being the runaway starter. So Bridgewater to me is gone. I don't see Teddy B coming back. That leaves Bradford and Keenum. I think that Bradford wants to start, and I don't think anything will be given to him in Minnesota if he were to come back. And they would ask him to come back for a lot less, which, again, if I'm saying Bradford, there's someone out there that would pay me to start. Where, again, if I'm a team, I don't want Sam Bradford as my long-term option. If you sign Bradford, to me, it's a short-term deal, 2 or 3 years, with some guaranteed money up front, but it's going to be an incentive-laden contract where you have to play X amount of games, X amount of percentage of snaps for you to get the full bulk of your money. And I'm also going to draft a young quarterback that I'm developing behind you because I don't expect you to play a full season with me. So if you're signing Bradford, it comes with a little bit of an extra incentive to get a young quarterback in there or somebody else that you like because you can't expect him to go 16. I think the Vikings are going to end up settling on Case Keenum, though. I just, after the season he just turned in, I can't see them starting over from scratch. So we'll see what they do. They've always loved Bridgewater, but I think his time is up because they've moved on from him. And the fact that he wasn't even active in the playoffs tells me a lot about how they felt about Bridgewater. Even though he was healthy, they just didn't think he was good enough to help them win at this time. Not a lot of snaps, not a lot of, game action in basically 2 years. I get it. And I think he thinks he can start in this league as well. So there'll be opportunities for all three of those quarterbacks. I think when that game of musical chairs is all said and done, Bradford and Bridgewater will both be playing football elsewhere. And Keenum, I think, will be the lone soldier, the one left standing in Minnesota when it's all said and done. But we shall see. I thought that Keenum had a great opportunity to go wherever Pat Shurmur went. I thought he was going to Arizona, but because he's going to New York now, as reported by Jay Glazer, that tells me that they're going to keep Eli and they're going to draft a youngin because that's what Pat Shurmur is good at, developing young quarterbacks. So he's not taking Case Keenum with him, is essentially where I'm getting to. Buffalo pregame says, I fell asleep during the second quarter, kind of ruined the game for me. Yeah, because that was where the game was decided. So if you fell asleep after the first quarter, you said, damn, Minnesota about to do these boys. You woke up at halftime, you're like, shit, what happened? Yeah, pretty much. MCGB says, seeing that performance by Trey Waynes, number one priority should be finding a cornerback opposite Rhodes. I don't think Trey Waynes is ever going to be a first-round pick in this league. Never going to live up to that first-round hype. And I'm starting to think that those Michigan State corners, again, I'm always hesitant to go pluck a corner from the Big Ten because everybody in the Big Ten is slow, except for Ohio State. Michigan has a little bit of speed, but it's Michigan. Like, you're only going to get so much talent on the offensive side of the football at Michigan. Their defense is really good, usually. But Darquez Denard, Trey Waynes, I'm starting to sour on Michigan State corners. But anyway, we forge on. Archangel says, a real QB like Bridgewater at good health, Jags could end up looking like the new Seattle Seahawks. We'll see. I still think Blake Bortles didn't do anything for them to feel like they need to go elsewhere. I actually thought he played well in the postseason. I really do. I don't love Blake Bortles, but I think they are hell-bent on giving Blake, and remember, he's got one more year left on his deal. I think they're hell-bent on giving Blake another shot. So we'll see what happens. Captain Spartan 04 says, would you rather have Harrison Smith or Malcolm Jenkins? Don't say both, please. No, if I had to pick one, I would take Harrison Smith because he's younger. But if you're asking me which one would I take right now, I'd take Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins is always around the football, ex-corner, so he's got speed, he can run. Remember, this was a first-round corner out of Ohio State that made the transition to safety. He's a good tackler, very instinctual, always around the football, plays with a ton of energy. Harrison Smith is really good. Don't get it twisted. And he's a Golden Domer, so I'm a little biased. But if you're asking me right now, Malcolm Jenkins. If you're asking me long-term, who would I take? I'd take Harrison Smith. Jason says, there's only one way the Eagles can win in 2 weeks. We will see. Look, you gotta get to Brady, period. Reby says, I knew the home crowd and this resilient team was going to handle business. I'm so happy right now. I'll take the underdog chip. LOL. I'll take that respect chip now, though. Yeah, I'll have to bring you a respect chip, and I'll have to offer that up. But you guys keep using that disrespect chip. I got it right here, man. It's still right here, Reby. I still got it, girl. It ain't going nowhere because it's going to be out there next week or 2 weeks from now. But I'm not going to disrespect y'all no more. I'm done with that, Reby. You tried to warn me last week. I didn't listen. Jason says, is this Case's career? Nah, this isn't as bad as... Who was the quarterback? Was it Schaub? Remember that AFC wildcard game a couple of years ago against Kansas City and the quarterback threw 5 interceptions? Who was that? That was Case Keenum. That wasn't Case Keenum. I mean, that wasn't Matt Schaub. He was gone by then, I think. Who the hell was that? The quarterback for the Texans that day? Puked all over himself. He was horrible, man. God, was he bad. Anyway, Archangel says, I told you Case Keenum was coming back. That guy you've been looking for all along, but that Philly D is good at the same time. It's that good. Yeah, it's that good. I've been looking. I've been searching. And you told me, Art, that he was coming back this week. I wasn't sure. You were right. Let's see. Where we at? Where we at? Skipped a whole bunch. Here we go. Billy Madden says, Lamar Jackson to the Vikes. F. Sam, Teddy, and Case. We'll see. Long offseason. We're going to discuss all of that in the offseason. The Mister says, but let's be real. The Eagles don't stand a chance. See, there y'all go. I'm not partaking in the disrespect no more. I retired the disrespect chip for the year, man. I'm not doing that. But I'm going to let you spew your garbage Mister. The Mister says, but let's be real. The Eagles don't stand a chance in the Super Bowl. And did they just make this a road Super Bowl game by mocking the Skol chant? Maybe. But Vikings fans aren't showing up for this game just to root against the Eagles. I don't think they give a damn that much. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not disrespecting the Eagles. You can go right ahead. I won't do it. Again. The Mister says, did Nick Foles just raise his stock in a possible trade to the Jags or another contender? He's a vet now. Nah, Nicholas Foles been around the block a couple of times. And as a veteran, sometimes you got to find out two things. One, the grass is not always greener on the other side, as he found out earlier when he left to go to Kansas City, to go to St. Louis with the Rams and start. And then two, there's no place like home. Eagles were the team that drafted him, gave him his first shot, showed him that he could win in this league. It's no place like home, man. So, Reby says, I guess we're winning the Super Bowl now. Everyone doubted us with the Falcons. We won. Everyone doubted us with this team. We won. And now they're going to doubt us again with the Patriots. Except those two teams didn't have Tom Brady, Tom TBE at quarterback. That's the only difference. And Bill Belichick on the sidelines. That's the only little difference this time, Remy, is that you're playing not Matt Ryan, who's good, but hasn't been great this year. And you're not playing Case Keenum this time. You're playing the league's MVP. Yes, at 40 years old, Tom TBE. Now, you get pressure on him. I don't give a damn. Tom TBE, John Elway, Dan Marino. You get pressure on his ass, and you can get the outcome that you're looking for. But that's the key. Got to get pressure. Jerafel Design says, happiest man in New Orleans tonight is Marcus Williams. He's probably rolling around in his bed in his PJs, having his mom's come over to make him PB&J sandwiches with the crust cut off. Hey, I was just happy the young man understood the situation. I love the tweet that he posted. It shows me that he gets it. So I'm good with Marcus, man. Angry Birds of Chaos says, crazy fact, Brady has only lost one game against the other three teams, Jags, Eagles, Vikings, out of 16 games. I don't know. We're going to see. Captain says, when the Eagles are in the Super Bowl, they're 0-2. Facts you should know. Yeah. Lost in 1980 to the Raiders. Lost in 2004 to the Pats. We are well aware of their two losses in the Super Bowl. Sean Mack says, Browns do nothing stupid. What have you been watching since 1999? Browns are they're not going to mess this one up. They got rid of Sashi Brown, who I think was causing problems in the front office. I think they're going to get it right this time. They got 2 picks in the first 4, ton of cap space. They look like, I'm going to tell you what they look like. Laugh at me if you want. They look like the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're building talent. Every year they're getting more and more talent on both sides of the football. The defense is coming together. There's only so many years of drafting well before it finally comes together. Jacksonville came out of nowhere, but it didn't happen overnight. Jacksonville was building that team for the last 4 years. They've been building first-round picks and stacking big-time players on top of big-time players. They went out in free agency, spent their money wisely. All the young draft picks coming to fruition. Fowler Jr., Ngakoue, Miles Jack. The list goes on and on. Telvin Smith. All these first, second, third-round picks, they all started to come to the forefront. Then you go out and get Malik Jackson. Then you go out and get Calais Campbell. Then you go out and get Barry Church and A.J. Boye. You spend a first-round pick on Jalen Ramsey. They've been doing it for a while. Browns are doing the same thing. Now, I'm not saying they got the same level of talent, but you can see them building brick on top of brick on top of brick. And I'm telling you, it may not happen this year, but eventually they're going to get the shit right. Because they build it. Before, even when they made the Julio Jones trade with Atlanta, they didn't get shit out of that trade. You look, he's like, damn. You were supposed to parlay that into a bunch of good players. They get shit out of the trade. At least the trades we're seeing players. The only one that I didn't love was Corey Coleman. That's the only pick. Right now, I'm looking at their team. They building some stuff, man. They got some players. So, anyway, not saying, I'm just saying. Sean Mack says, Vikings would be stupid to let Teddy B walk. You resign him and then draft another quarterback. They may ultimately do that. I know this. Before the injury, they loved him. They loved him. Post-injury, I don't know how they feel about him. And them basically deactivating him for these two playoff games, I'm not going to read too much into it because Keenum has been the guy all year. Okay, duh, that makes sense. And then I know that they think Bradford is the best pure passer on the roster, which that's a fact. So I understood it. But what does that say about where Teddy B falls into that pantheon of those quarterbacks in the pecking order? So I don't know. We'll see. Sean Mack says, I can see Keenum following Pat Sherman to New York. Eli's done that. Eli is not done. Eli is going to stick around for at least one more year in New York. So I think Keenum isn't following him. But I could be wrong. We'll see. Sean Mack sums it up best. This is going to be a really interesting offseason. Agreed. Hashtag facts. Sean Mack says, Big Ten is slow. What the hell, bro? My Buckeyes dust players. I said everybody except Ohio State, man. You want to clean your ears out, Sean Mack? Man, I knew you was going to jump all over that. I knew you was going to bite the bait. I said everybody in the Big Ten is slow except Ohio State. I said that. I said Michigan has a little bit of speed on defense, but offensively, they don't scare anybody. I said that. Cut me some slack, Matt. Sean Mack says, we bust on first rounders, hit on the second and third, etc. It's crazy. Our defense was top 10 against the run. I hope we get it right. Always have hope and faith. That's all we can have as fans, man. Our organizations, when you're a bad organization, all you can do as a fan is hope. That's all you got. Until they take that away from you, all you got is hope. Tank 3281. What's up, Tank? Heard from you in a minute, man. Give me the Eagles if the refs call a fair game. Defense wins chips and the Pats have no D. I'll put anything on it. You're right about that. Defense does win chips. Sean Mack says, yeah, you and I didn't like the Coleman pick at all. Too high for him. Never liked it. Still don't. Jerafel Design says, speaking of the Browns, do we realize they've went 4-44 in the past 3 years? Yeah, I think we have. I mean, 0-16 is in there. 1-15 is in there. So it's not hard to imagine that all they've mustered over the last 4 years is, or 3 years is 4-44. Sean Mack says, I already typed it and hit enter before you said that, LOL. Okay, all right, cool. We on the same page. I just wanted to make sure that you acknowledge the fact that I said that Ohio State is the exception to that rule. In any event, this was an ass whooping of epic proportions that I didn't see coming. I don't think any of you saw it coming either, but it happened. Eagles destroy the Minnesota Vikings 38-7, complete their improbable run to the Super Bowl. Nobody thought that they could get out of the divisional round versus the Falcons. Mission accomplished, check. No one thought that they could get out of the championship round versus these vaunted Vikings. Check. Now, no one's going to think they can get past Brady and Belichick and the evil empire known as the New England Patriots. To be continued. They've got the marker. Can they put the check, that final check, in the box and complete what will probably go down as one of the most remarkable and improbable runs to a Super Bowl we've ever seen? Not because of this team in general. This was our number one seed. I think we forget because of the injury, just how good the Eagles were this year. They were one of the best teams in the league, and for a long period of time, the absolute best. Record-wise, they were destroying teams this season. Didn't have the toughest schedule. Doesn't matter. They destroyed the teams that were put in front of them. They were dominant for a stretch there until the injury to Foles. or excuse me, the injury to Wentz. And I think we lost sight of that with the injury. But it'll be one of the most improbable runs to a Super Bowl because no one gave them a shot with Nicholas Foles at quarterback. And if they can pull this stunner off in the Super Bowl, wow. Of all quarterbacks, the Eagles win their first ever Super Bowl with Nicholas Foles at the helm. He will go down in Eagles lore. He will never have to buy another drink, another entree. They will have a parade, and they will name a street after Nicholas Foles. He get this Super Bowl championship. It's a lot to put on the man, but that's 2 weeks from now. Celebrate! You just destroyed the number 2 seed in the NFC. Thought they was coming to your house. They thought wrong. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the Louie T Network. I'm your man, Louie T. Signing off once again after the ass thrashing in the NFC Championship game. Philadelphia Eagles are moving on. Fly, Eagles, fly! To Super Bowl 52 in Minneapolis after the 38-7 destruction of the Minnesota Vikings. So much for the Minneapolis Miracle. Eagles looking to pull off their own version of the Minneapolis Miracle versus the New England Patriots. So it's set. Super Bowl 52, Eagles, Patriots. Number 1 seed in the AFC, number 1 seed in the NFC. These two teams will collide. We'll see what happens on the first Sunday in February. No Joe Flacco taking us home today. I did not get the win in this game. But I have something even better for you. See you next time. Enjoy.
You got knocked the fuck out, man! Give me my goddamn money.